Mama Mondays is sponsored by Colorado Connected, a website full of ideas for parents. And now, here are the mamas.
Hello, mamas. Welcome to another Monday. Here we are with a brand new week, and all the ladies are here. Diane Miles, Sarah Lenti, and of course, Grace Markley. Hello, it's good to see you guys.
You too.
Well, today we are sharing some pretty tough information this morning, and at the same time, we're also inspired, deeply touched by our very own Grace Markley, who was recently diagnosed with breast cancer, and she wants to share with everyone this morning because she has an important message, which I think is so empowering. Grace, how are you? It's so good to have you. Talk to us.
Thank you so much, Claudia. And thank you guys both for being here. Yeah, it's been exactly 1 month since I was diagnosed. I found a lump in my breast, and it took some time before I could get a mammogram and ultrasound. And it was confirmed. The lady who did my ultrasound walked in the room and said, "Honey, I don't like the look of that," and biopsied me right away.
Oh, wow.
In the room.
That same day?
The very same
Okay.
day. That's usually not the case. She didn't want to send me home for the weekend not knowing.
Sure.
But I did have to wait for the weekend for the biopsy to come back, and it was positive. What I have is something called IDC, invasive ductal carcinoma, with DCIS, which means that there's a tumor in my breast, and it's spread a little bit, and they're not quite sure if it's in my lymph nodes yet. So I was kind of baptized into this club that I didn't really want to be a part of. You know, I'm in my early 50s. My kids are, one's still in high school, one is in college, and I got really, really angry that day. Yeah. I just remember feeling like, I don't have any family history of this.
How did this happen and why, right?
Yeah. What have I done?
Fair.
Was it using the nonstick pans, or is it, when I smoked in college, and what I've learned is that you can't really blame yourself. There are so many environmental factors. And 1 in 6 women will have a brush with breast cancer in their lifetime. There's always that when they see something on your mammogram they're not sure of, they'll go in and do a biopsy, and you have to wait in that period of waiting.
Oh my goodness, which I would imagine is so scary, right?
Yeah.
As you're waiting for those results. But Grace, yes, I do think your life changed out of nowhere all of a sudden. But one thing I can say is your spirit and the way you have handled it ever since you told us, and I'm sure your family, has just been so inspiring for me to watch.
Same.
I mean, you are taking on this battle with so much grace, hence the name, that I'm just like
in awe.
Wow,
and
in awe
I'm
of
cheersing you Saturday.
Yeah.
We're,
and
so
today. I have decided, baptism by fire, you immediately get 3 doctors. You get a breast surgeon, you get a reconstructive surgeon, and you get an oncologist. And you have to learn all of these things at once. I brought my cancer bag with me today because it's got my calendar with all my notes in it. So you got to be really organized.
Yeah.
I have
God, look at this.
I know.
My cancer notebook. I talk to other breast cancer survivors, and I take down notes about their experience.
Yeah.
I got a second opinion, which I think is really important. As women, we're not used to, we don't want to make waves, but like asking for a second opinion is one of the best things you can do.
Of course,
Advocating
it's a
for
reassurance.
ourselves.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You really do have to advocate for yourself. I say this all the time when it comes to health because it's your body, it's your life, and you have to fight for your life, right?
We do.
Did you do that as well? And did you get that rush of, I need to do this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do everything I can to beat
I
this?
immediately went into we can't swear on this. Get things done mode.
Of course.
Because that's just the way I operate, and I think that I'll go through a period of acceptance and maybe grieving this part of my body down the road, but I have decided to get a double mastectomy. There are usually 2 options for women when you have a tumor. You can get a lumpectomy, but then you immediately have to have radiation, which has a lot of consequences.
Sure.
You can do a mastectomy on one side and rebuild, or you can do a double mastectomy and rebuild at the same time. So because of my age and I just want symmetry, I've decided to do the double mastectomy right now.
Okay.
Which is next Tuesday.
Which is here very soon, and
Yeah.
we're all with you. We're all going to be
I'm like sweating.
We're all going to be right there
Yeah.
and hoping for the very best. Now, I know that cancer has touched all our lives in one way or another. My mom is a 2-time breast cancer survivor.
Oh, she's a winner.
To give you, some hope here. She first got it in her 50s, in her later 50s. She was at stage 3, I believe. It came back. She beat it again. She's still with us today.
Yeah.
So she is
Well, it's
such
to your mom.
a warrior.
A
So to
survivor.
my mom,
Yeah.
she's a survivor.
for sure.
And also
Share
for
with
you, Diane,
Grace.
Sarah.
My younger sister, she's 45. When she was 37, was diagnosed with. She was diagnosed with. She ended up having a radical hysterectomy because she had cancer in many areas below, and that was one thing. Relatively, it was hard and really shocking. I would go with her to the doctor's appointments. She always wanted someone with her so that we could help record
Yes.
what was being said, because she was
Yeah.
taking notes, but she was single at the time and trying to process all of this. There goes her chances for children. There goes her chance. It was a lot. And then cleared that. I remember 2 years ago, it was my birthday, and I was pissed off because I was a year older, and she called and I didn't answer, and she texted and she said, I need you to pick up the phone. I picked up the phone. She said, I have breast cancer. And I was like, what? So my sister has undergone a radical hysterectomy and a double mastectomy as well. That happened a year and a half ago for her. I've got some things I'm going to make sure you have coming out of that, because she has several things that really helped with comfort, because this is a big surgery. It's a very big surgery. Recoveries. I didn't understand, having watched her go through this, was how big of a surgery this really is. It's a
Yeah.
big deal. I think people just assume, you see stars on television and you think like, oh, this is easy. Look how quickly they bounce back. And it's big. And so I just wanted
course.
people, I don't think people give it the recognition
Yeah.
that it,
that it
needs.
should be getting.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we are all here for you.
Yes.
As you know, thank you so much for sharing this morning. I think it's such an important message for women too, because there is that rise in so many cases, especially with breast cancer, right? We see it all the time, and it's so good to hear a fellow friend, somebody as lively as you, Grace, because that just says one thing to me, that cancer can affect anybody.
Yes.
And you never know when it's going to be you, and you have to be ready. So we're with you. I know you're having a booby party or something
Yes.
like that.
Bye-bye boobies.
Oh my
Ta-ta,
goodness.
ta-tas.
Ta-ta. We will be there, and we will be with you through this journey as well. Thank you so much for sharing this morning.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Get your mammograms,
Get
everyone.
your mammograms, everybody. If you've been through anything similar, or you've got something to say to Grace or the entire Mama panel, you can do so. Send us an email to mycoco@9news.com. We'd love to hear from you.
I don't know why